Hello everyone, this is the 5-minute reviewer, and 2026 June Nintendo Direct was 1 hour long and it's absolute banger. That said, because it's 1 hour long and I'll try to condense everything in 5 minutes, there'll be some games I'll be skipping, but I'll highlight the ones that I think you might be interested in, and all this in 5 minutes. Right off the bat is the game available for the Switch called Rhythm Paradise Groove. It is a simple rhythm game with a twist. There are RPG elements and there are also multiplayer elements. So I can see this is something that you and your casual friends can enjoy. Next is a hack and slash game in the Onimusa series called The Way of the Sword. For the Switch 2 version, they have included motion controls, so this could be a very interesting game to look at, and I'm crossing my fingers that this will be a success. So let's move on. Next, the following ports are announced: Dragon's Dogma 2, Stellar Blade, Metaphor, Life of P, Space Marine 2, Tales of Eternia, and The Rise of Tomb Raider. Personally, if I had a Switch 2, I'll be most excited for Stellar Blade, Metaphor, and Space Marine 2. And I must say the graphics look really great on Stellar Blade. So, I'll move on to the next game, but that's my personal favourites. More gameplay footage of Orbitals was shown. I already covered most about it in my previous summary of the Nintendo Direct held in February, so I won't talk anything more about it. A casual game called One Piece Grand Gourmet was announced, focusing on Sanji and the dishes he intends to make in the One Piece universe. So if you're interested in casual games, cooking and food, I guess this is the game for you, and my wife seems very interested in it, so you may be too. Let's move on. Next is the expansion pass for the game Pokopia. Pokopia is a casual game like Minecraft with Pokemon, but this time the expansion lets you dive deep underwater, and this is the free part of the expansion pass. The paid part, if I'm not mistaken, lets you visit the towns underneath the sea, but I can't be sure until the expansion pass is released. So do read up for updates. Let's move on. Next is my personal favorite announcement. Being a big fan of the Fire Emblem series, the updates on Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, which will be released in September this year. However, it's unclear whether this game will be a prequel or sequel to Three Houses. But what I know for sure, there'll be multiple branching paths, because according to the game, you start off following one of 4 characters. So I don't know how different will it be from other Fire Emblem games, other than it gives super moves to each of these 4 main characters. But I guess you gotta wait and see. Until September, I guess. Next, very quickly, is an update to Donkey Kong Bonanza in celebration of 40 years of Super Mario Bros. Basically, there are cosmetic changes and gameplay changes to the game for a limited time. So if you're interested and this is your cup of tea, go ahead. Next, based on the popular Vampire Survivors franchise, is this anime game called Jujutsu Kaisen Rumble Survivathon. Now, I think it's based on the Culling Games arc, where the accumulate points by defeating various enemies on the map. So, using these points, you can actually create new rules for the map, and every player in the map has to follow it. This sounds very interesting, and I want to wait and see how it plays out in the actual game. Let's move on. Another big announcement was the announcement of the new upcoming game Xenoblade Genesis and content upgrades for Xenoblade Chronicles 1, 2 and 3. So that will be interesting for those interested in the Xenoblade series. Now, I only ever played Xenoblade Chronicles X, but I know that there are many people out there who are very interested in the series. So that's for you if you want to watch the Nintendo Direct on it. Next, for another thing to appeal to casual fans, is the Nintendo Switch Sports Resort announcement, where you get to go to this resort and use motion controls for gameplay, and a demonstration on thumb wrestling was shown, but I won't talk too much about it and move on to the next announcement. The popular spacecraft simulator Star Fox was announced, and it comes with the downloader demonstration for the Nintendo Switch 2, so you want to try out and see whether it suits you. So let's move on to the next one. Now, an interesting Final Fantasy game called Final Fantasy Resonance. It's a HD 2D game, was announced. It's the first ever HD 2D game in the Final Fantasy universe, and it looks very good, it looks very interesting, so it might be one to watch out for in the game if you like turn-based tactics. An expansion pass to the popular game Splatoon 3 was announced. I've never played it, but I know lots of people have, so if you're interested, go to that section. There are 2 more games I'd like to cover before I end this. I know I already exceeded 5 minutes. The next big announcement is that Kingdom Hearts 4 is coming for the Switch 2, with Kingdom Hearts 1, 2 and 3 being ported over to the Switch 2 also. So if you're interested in mixing Disney and Final Fantasy, you have it there. The final and the biggest announcement was that Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time will have a remake for the Switch 2. The OG Legend of Zelda is coming back. So this is very interesting and this is very big. So with that said, I hope you enjoy my slightly more than 5 minutes summary of the June Nintendo Direct. Hope you have a great week and signing out.
Who did not have a fairy?